Good morning. I am Mayor Pro Tem Diane Williams-Cox with the City of Tallahassee. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the 64th annual commemoration of the Tallahassee bus boycott. It is amazing to come to you today on the foothills of City Hall, where once upon a time, blacks could not do that. As a matter of fact, if you look back in history, you'll see that in 1955, 1956, there was actually a group gathered waiting to be heard because they were under arrest for doing things that were illegal at that time. Thanks to two FAMU students, which I am a happy and proud alumnus of, they took a stand and stayed in their seat on the front of the bus. And because of that, that started a community effort to make sure that everyone could sit where they wanted to sit on the bus and anywhere else they wanted to sit. So today in Tallahassee, we have that freedom to be able to sit where we want, eat where we want, and pretty much do what we want, as long as we don't break the law. So I want to welcome you to this commemoration where we will remember and we will celebrate our community and how we have grown and how we will continue to grow and move Tallahassee forward. I am happy to say that I am Tallahassee proud and Tallahassee strong, and so should you be. So continue to watch what we have put together here and enjoy. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you for joining us this year as we commemorate the 64th anniversary of the Tallahassee bus boycott. This momentous occasion was initiated by two Florida A&M co-eds, Carrie Patterson and Wilhelmina Jakes, who found two vacant seats on a bus which happened to be up front and by a white woman. And in 1956, the bus drivers asked them to get up and move their seats, and they refused to unless their money was refunded. The police were called, and they were charged with inciting a riot. And it was the action of these trailblazers, these courageous women, that sparked the beginning of the civil rights movement here in Tallahassee, Florida. Thank you for joining us.
My name is John Daly. I am the mayor of Tallahassee, and it is my honor to join my colleagues today in the 64th commemoration of the Tallahassee bus boycott. We love Tallahassee and we are rich in our history, but not all of our history is pretty. And it's important for us to remember the great strides that individuals made right here in our community in regards to the civil rights of our country. I join my colleagues today in celebrating Wilhelmina Jakes and Carrie Patterson in the efforts that they led right here in the Tallahassee bus boycott.
Greetings, I am Larry Robinson, president of Florida A&M University. It is an honor to participate in this auspicious occasion marking the 64th anniversary of the Tallahassee bus boycott. Although we are in a different format than we have become accustomed to, it is necessary that we still commemorate this moment in history. Today, we acknowledge the important struggle for civil rights in Florida's capital city. It is absolutely necessary that Florida A&M University be represented at this observance. The history of the Tallahassee boycott is FAMU's history. The legacy of the bus boycott is FAMU's legacy. The names of FAMU students, Wilhelmina Jakes, Carrie Patterson, and so many others will forever be etched into the moral fabric of this city. Their actions on May 26, 1956 represent a watershed in the long struggle for justice and racial equality in Florida. Today is a reminder that we should never forget. Today is a reminder that the journey to full equality is not yet complete. The lessons of the past must continue to guide us as we strive for the kind of society that those brave students and members of this community dreamed of and fought for. Our children and our children's children deserve that much.
Hello, I'm President John Thrasher. I'm honored to take part in this commemoration on behalf of Florida State University. This anniversary is a wonderful time to reflect on the contributions our community has made to the civil rights movement. Through nonviolent protest, Tallahassee served as a beacon of hope for so many. We hear a lot about our great civil rights leaders, but we need to remember that it took thousands of people to make a movement. It took people like our FAMU and FSU students who stood up for freedom, justice, and equality during the 1950s and 60s. Their actions are powerful examples of how small acts of heroism by everyday people can lead to big changes that can transform the world we live in. Today, as we mark the 64th anniversary of the Tallahassee bus boycott, I believe this legacy lives in our community and at FSU, FAMU, and TCC. We value diversity and celebrate different cultures and ethnicities, and we appreciate that different points of view are key to living, learning, and working in a dynamic environment. Today serves as an important reminder that it is up to each of us to embody these values, that we must remain vigilant in promoting them. Thank you, and God bless you.
Greetings, I am Commissioner Elaine Bryant, and I am excited today to be a part of the observance, the 64th observance of the Tallahassee bus boycott. I must admit that I'm in the age range when I really do understand about the boycott. Although I was not here in Tallahassee, all over the state of Florida and probably the United States of America, boycotts were in existence in order to gain the opportunity for everyone to be treated fairly. So in Tallahassee, Florida, we are so proud of those from a historical perspective that played a part in the Tallahassee bus boycott. Both Jakes and Patterson, and also my pastor, who has long gone to be with the Lord, Dr. Steele, and others played such an important part to get us to where we are today, where everyone has a front seat, middle seat, or back seat at their choice on the bus. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm Curtis Richardson, City Commissioner, City of Tallahassee, and we're here today to celebrate the 64th anniversary of the Tallahassee bus boycott. 64 years ago this day, two courageous Florida A&M University students, Carrie Patterson and Wilhelmina Jakes, said that they were sick and tired of being sick and tired, of having to take the back seat on the city's transit buses. And so they decided that they would sit in the front of the bus, and that courageous action would start a series of actions that would change Tallahassee, the state of Florida, and indeed this nation for the better for the years to come. History looks back fondly on those two students and the movement that they started here in Tallahassee that was subsequently taken over by the likes of the Reverend C.K. Steele here in Tallahassee and others, to say that segregation, particularly on our transit buses, was no longer equal, it was separate and unequal, and it would change the course of history for this city and to make Tallahassee be the all-America city that she is today, one that we all can enjoy, residents, students, and visitors alike. And so we're just here to celebrate this occasion and make sure that all of our residents and young people alike understand how we got to be the all-America city that we are because of the courageous actions of those who came before us.
The Council on Culture and Arts is thrilled to have the opportunity to partner with Dr. Parker, FAMU, Shauna Smith, and the community on commemorating the 64th anniversary of the Tallahassee bus boycott. Honoring the courageous actions of these students and the example they set is inspiring us to be resilient and take charge in creating change during these uncertain times. This is the launch of a series of events which show our city's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and COCA is thrilled to help these important events and stories be heard throughout the community.
I'm Angela Baldwin, the Chief Transit Officer of Star Metro. I'm honored to be a part of this occasion. Today, we look back at the progress that we've made in our community. We've come so far with the practices and policies. We at Star Metro are comprised of over 200 diverse employees, our coach operators, our transit supervisors, our administrative professionals, planning and dispatchers work together for this community to serve our disabled, our veterans, our elderly, our visitors, our working parents and students. We continue to grow and evolve, and on behalf of the employees at Star Metro that work together, knowing that customer service is community service. We acknowledge those that have paved the road before us as we continue in the future ahead.
Greetings. I am Nicole Everett, the host of Conversations with Nicole, and also a member of the Tallahassee Bus Boycott Planning Committee. The reason that I'm on the planning committee is because I believe it's important to shine a light on the history, the very important history in civil rights that took place here in Tallahassee. I believe that this significant event is something that's kind of fallen into the shadows of the Montgomery bus boycott, but also just a critical part of history to show the injustices that were taking place here and how the African American community felt about it and stood up for their rights and to be heard. So I think this history can, it's something that the children of today, the children in Tallahassee need to know about. And can feel a sense of pride as it relates to the people, the ancestors, the shoulders of the giants that we're standing on, and recognize the significance of their actions in fighting for their rights.
Good morning, Tallahassee. I am Keith Parker, Professor of Sociology and Criminal Justice at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, and I'm also privileged to serve as chair of the planning committee for the 64th anniversary observance of the Tallahassee bus boycott. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to be part of such an event where we come together and celebrate the heroic efforts of the community in general, but specifically two women who thought it appropriate to engage in their constitutional right of paying to ride a public transit system and also demanding first-class citizenship activities by sitting in the seats that were open to them as they entered the bus. While these women knew they were defying Jim Crow, which today we all know was an unfair and discriminatory system of practices, today we celebrate the heroic efforts of these two ordinary women who engaged in extraordinary efforts, which resulted in the city of Tallahassee participating in a citywide boycott of the transit system that brought it into focus so the rest of us could sit where we wanted to sit on the transit system. So we celebrate and we honor the valor, the courage, and the bravery of two ordinary individuals who engaged in extraordinary efforts by standing so the rest of us could sit where we wanted to sit, and we're privileged and proud to stand before the community today and say, we salute Wilhelmina Jakes and Carrie Patterson and the hundreds of other Tallahasseans who made it possible for us to fulfill the dream of this country, and that is making this country a better and more inviting society. Thank you, and we hope you will take full advantage of the activities and programmatic efforts we are delighted to make available to you.